If you're new to learning Japanese, hopefully you find this video useful. Today I'll be addressing the differences between the words kono and kore, which in English, they both mean this. Now, because Japanese has two words to do what we do with only one word, this can be tricky for beginners to learn and understand. Actually, it's one of the most common mistakes that beginner speakers make. So hopefully this video helps you to understand the differences better and how to use them. Also, if you're new to this channel, I do a lot of writing in this video. It's not perfect writing, but it's a good way to reinforce the things that you learn. So if you'd like, grab a pen and paper and write along with me. Now, to illustrate the difference, let's start with kono. Kono is always followed by a noun. In English, it looks like this bike, this car, this house. It follows the pattern kono plus noun. Kono doesn't like to be said by itself, so you never say it alone. Kore, on the other hand, can be said by itself. It most commonly refers to the noun without having to say the noun, and in many ways I like to think of it as actually being a noun. Here's an example to explain. You've gone out to get ramen with your friends and it's really good. You can say, Kono ramen wa oishii desu. This ramen is delicious. Or you could say, Kore wa oishii desu. This is delicious. In the first sentence, kono is followed by ramen. In the second sentence, kore refers to the ramen. It takes its place, which is why you add the subject particle wa after kore, but you don't after kono. Now, these aren't interchangeable. You can't say kore ramen wa oishii desu or kono wa oishii desu. It's grammatically incorrect and will let people know that you're still very much so a beginner in Japanese. For the most part, everything I write will be in hiragana and katakana. I'll try to avoid using kanji, and I'll save that for the end of the video. In this sentence, we have kono followed by the noun testo. Kono testo wa muzukashii desu. Kono testo wa muzukashii desu. This test is hard. Kono in this next sentence is followed by the noun kamera, which means camera, obviously. Kono kamera wa takai desu. Kono kamera wa takai desu. In this sentence, takai means expensive, so the sentence translates to this camera is expensive. In this next sentence, we use kore to ask the question, what is this? Kore taking the place of whatever it is you're talking about. Kore wa nan desu ka? Kore wa nan desu ka? Another but much more informal way to say this sentence, but still commonly used, is kore wa nani? And either one of these sentences means what is this? Now, a good way to answer that question, if someone asks you, what is this? You can respond by simply saying what it is. And in this example, that's kore wa koen desu. Kore wa koen desu. And that means this is a park. Koen meaning park. The next sentence is the same as the last, except for that I switched koen, park, with gyuniku, which means beef. Kore wa gyuniku desu. Kore wa gyuniku desu. This is beef. Hopefully you're starting to see a pattern now, where kono is always followed by a noun, and kore is always followed by a particle like a subject marker or an object marker even. Kono koen wa kirei desu. Kono koen wa kirei desu. This park is pretty. In this next sentence, eiga means movie and omoshiroi means interesting. Kono eiga wa omoshiroi desu. Kono eiga wa omoshiroi desu. This movie is interesting. Now, let's respond to that last sentence using something that feels a little more conversational, but using kore instead of kono. Because we know we're talking about a movie, we can use kore to reference a movie without having to say movie. そうですね。これは本当に面白い。そうですね。これは本当に面白い。If you ignore what I write in English right here, what I meant to write is, it is. This really is interesting. We don't need to say this movie because kore refers to the movie in this example. Here's another look into a sentence that can be said two different ways with both kono and kore. First one, kono hon wa watashi no desu. This book is mine. This next sentence does the exact same thing, but uses kore instead of kono. これは私の本です。これは私の本です。This is my book. This is a perfect way to show the two different ways you can say the exact same thing, but one with kono and one with kore. By now, I hope that this is starting to make sense to you, that kono always has to have a noun with it, where kore can work directly with a particle. So here's just a few more sentences that we can practice with. この傘は大きいです。この傘は大きいです。And that means this umbrella is big. This next sentence should be really small. これは小さい。これは小さい。And that means this is small. Now, generally the sentence would end with desu, but it's okay to be casual sometimes and not have that at the end of the sentence. This video has taken me so long to make, and I hope that you guys have found this useful so far. This is the last sentence example that I'm doing, and hopefully after this you'll think that kono video wa ii desu. Hopefully you'll think that this video is good. Now that's it in relation to the grammar section of this video. If you notice, there's a lot of words that I wrote in hiragana when there is kanji for it. And that's what this next part of the video was for, to see the kanji and its stroke order, but also for me to be able to practice writing with a brush, because I think it's pretty cool.